Yousei is recommended for individuals 13 and up for depictions of crime scenes and blood. Viewer discretion is advised. Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Yousei. We are continuing the investigation and meeting all kinds of fun people and trying to figure out who killed Dr. Johansson. Let's see here. Let's check our phone. Aki. Try not to give away too much information. We don't know who we can trust. Naoki. Nothing. Lee May. I think it will rain tomorrow. Grumpy Pants. Gursky. Oh. Same thing than before. Anyways, I guess let's head out. Move. Let's go to the... Yeah, here. I'm gonna talk... Let's go to you. Hey, how are you feeling?
I'm coping.
That doesn't sound too positive. You sure you shouldn't still be back at the room resting?
If I stay locked up thinking about it, it'll just get worse. It may not be my Kansei, but I can still feel Aaron's emotions when I'm near. I have to be here, around people with more positive emotions. Having bright memories will help balance the darker ones. How I feel is a culmination of my experiences, so I have to keep filling my life with positive things.
Really? So, do you watch horror movies or anything?
No, not really. They've never really held much interest for me, though. I've seen enough terrible things in real life. There's no need for me to watch it as entertainment.
Are you okay with talking about what happened then? I don't want to have to bring up bad memories.
The memories are always there, and I'd like to do what I can to help. I don't want to have to hide all the time.
Aki said you guys had a rough time with your father.
That's putting it lightly.
Sorry, I didn't mean to bring up any bad memories.
You can't bring up any memories. They're always in my mind.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's not your fault. I simply am who I am. When our mother died, our father didn't handle it too well. He took to drinking, and eventually it was all he knew how to do. All that pent-up rage of his had to go somewhere.
And you bore the brunt of it?
I did, at least until Aki discovered her Kansei. She wasn't strong enough to stop him, but she managed to redirect his anger.
Redirect it to whom?
Who else was there?
I'm so sorry.
Aki's proud. She tries to carry the weight of everyone on her own shoulders. Even back then, she never wanted to accept help from anyone. So I went to one of the teachers at school in secret, begged her for help. The teacher called Child Protective Services, but they wouldn't let us stay together. So we ran away.
Just like that?
Of course. Wouldn't you have done the same thing?
Yeah, I think I would. Hey, mind if I ask something?
Go ahead.
Why are you telling me this? It's kind of a personal story, isn't it?
Isn't it obvious? It's because you're family.
What?
You're living with us now, aren't you?
Well, yeah, but I didn't think...
You don't plan on staying with us?
I don't know. I hadn't really thought about it.
Well, you should. Aki and I thought we'd be running forever. Same goes for Lee May. But it turns out we like having a home and a family. It's less lonely.
Any idea who killed Dr. Johansson?
It's hard to say. I don't really know much about the outside circumstances.
But you remember the crime scene? Anything important you can think of?
The door to the bell tower was locked, and my card didn't work on it. Aaron had to let me in.
So only an actual student of the school could get in there. Naoki nods.
And then Aaron went up the stairs first. I almost tripped over him at the top when he found the body. The blood was still pooling. It hadn't coagulated at all, so...
Naoki swallows as he realizes the meaning of his words.
That means that when the bell destroyed his body, he was still alive. But it doesn't look like he was trying to get out of the way at all. He must have been unconscious when it happened.
I sure hope so. Turns out Nathan really wanted to be in charge of the lab, but damn it, Dr. Johansson appointed Jupiter instead. Nathan's been pretty unhappy ever since.
That's not good. Do you think he killed Johansson as revenge?
Lee May says that there's definitely resentment bubbling around Nathan. It's possible.
Killing Dr. Johansson might be an act of revenge, but wouldn't he be more likely to kill Jupiter instead? At least, if he did something like that, then he'd be able to get what he really wants.
Good point.
Still, it's probably a good idea to keep an eye on him. Even if he's not the murderer, he might take this opportunity to do something rash.
That's all for now.
Okay.
Stay happy, you adorable you. Let's go talk to,
Morning,
Curie
Kangai. I hope you slept well.
Sean waves at me from across the room, his arms making broad, sweeping motions above his head. Yeah, it was okay, I guess.
Was there anything you wanted to do today? Anything you wanted to try?
Not really. I thought I'd just wander around campus and talk to people.
You don't want to sit in on any classes or anything?
Right. Class! That's the thing I'm supposed to care about. Oh, well, I guess I might do that.
No pressure, man. Just a suggestion. After all, this is supposed to be your experience, so experience it however you want.
This guy's just too cheerful for me.
Oh, except for the bell tower. That's off limits for now. There was an accident there last night. I heard that someone died.
Does that happen often?
What? No way, man. I swear this has never happened before. Man, you've got to be going through the worst college experience ever. First you're nearly arrested, then someone dies?
I don't know. I think it's really accurate. It's a really accurate representation.
Oh, that's a good one. You don't let anything get you down, do you?
Sure.
So, did you have anything else you wanted to know about?
Do you know anything about Dr. Johansson?
He's old.
Besides that...
He's brilliant. Did you know that the military hired him for a top-secret project about 20 years ago?
It's not very secret if you're telling me about it. Sean lets out a hearty laugh and leans forward, resting his arms on the table.
Good point. No one knows what it was about, but my parents were students here at the time.
Did they work on the project?
Nah, they weren't even bio majors. But when people in military uniforms keep going in and out of the biology building, people notice.
Not so subtle, huh?
Yeah, not so much. Sure makes you wonder what it was all about. My money's on viral warfare.
I wince at the thought. Hopefully not.
But that's all in the past. These days, the university's focused more on sustainability than military.
Sustainability?
Yeah, renewable energy, small carbon footprint, all that good stuff.
Stuff we should be focusing on. Good.
Don't know if you noticed, but we've got a fleet of bikes placed around campus. Any student can use them. Reduces the need for driving between this campus and the main one. Plus, it's a good workout.
How generous. Sean laughs nervously.
That's what they tell me.
I heard you used to be the head student in the lab.
Those were not my best days.
That so?
I got the job because I had seniority, but it wasn't a good fit.
How so?
Well, it was a lot of work. Lonely work. I prefer work with a more social angle. Working alone in the back room isn't fun in the slightest.
Ah, so you're a social butterfly.
That's why I love being a student liaison. If I weren't, I wouldn't get to meet a cool guy like you.
Okay, thanks. I'm not sure why he sounds so excited about getting to meet me. So when did you start dating Chance?
Huh. Pretty recently. A couple of months, I guess. I don't think she's very serious about it, though. Seems more like a rebound thing. Or maybe revenge.
And you're okay with that? Sean shrugs.
You never know until you try.
What does he mean by that? You don't mind being used?
Hey, most girls date me for my money. I thought she was going to ask me to fund her singing career at first. It's almost refreshing to be used for a different reason.
That's kind of a depressing outlook. A brief flicker of disgust moves across Sean's face, but it's quickly replaced by his ever-optimistic smile. Okay, so you've covered why she's interested in you. Why date her?
I have my reasons.
Yes, and I'm asking you what they are.
What they are is personal. Sorry, dude, but that's prying a little further than I'd like.
Alright, that's it.
Feel free to come by anytime.
I don't really see anything interested here. Main campus. Look at the cafeteria. Chance. Hi!
Oh, Kangai, have you heard? It's terrible!
You mean that someone died last night?
Sean says the police are calling it an accident, but I'm worried. What if there's a murderer running around campus?
That's kind of an extreme outlook. The chances are pretty slim, you know.
That's true. Besides, if there is one, I know you'll catch him.
What?
You were amazing at the coffee shop last week. I can't believe you managed to figure out the murderer so quickly. You're like a genius detective or something.
I think I'm more something than genius.
Hey, I have an idea. I could be your assistant.
My what?
Every detective needs an assistant, right? It'll be perfect. I mean, we've already solved one case together.
I think that was mostly me and the detective. I'm not sure I agree with your definition of together.
We could go around and solve all kinds of mysteries. It'll be fun.
I'm not sure I agree with your definition of fun either.
See, we already have the witty banter part down.
Ugh. Facepalm. This isn't some TV series where we get to run around having adventures and shooting guns at attractive people.
Fine, ruin my fun.
Oh, who's being sour now? There's nothing fun about someone dying, accident or not.
Just trying to lighten the mood. You really are a sourpuss.
So you really think this is a murder? Who do you think did it?
That's a good question. Who could it be?
You think Dr. Johansson was killed, but you don't even have an idea who might be?
Well, I don't want to implicate the wrong person from the start.
I'm not going to point a finger at the first person you mention, you know.
Well, if that's the case, I guess I'm most suspicious of Kizaki.
What?
He was at the coffee shop last week, too. I didn't notice him at first because he blends into the background so well. But don't you think it's suspicious that he was in both places?
You and I were in both places too.
But you solved the case, and I know it wasn't me, so that leaves him.
But he helped catch the killer.
Or they were working together and he decided to let her take the fall. Think about it. Dr. Johansson and the victim from last week both worked with Auten Engineering. Maybe he's trying to finish what she started. Besides, I hear he's the one who discovered Dr. Johansson's body. Don't they say that whoever finds the body first is the most suspicious?
Wow, she actually has a point. Sorry, Naoki. Why don't you and Jupiter get along?
Because she's fussy and controlling, obviously.
That was a quick answer.
She just doesn't like the fact that an underclassman can be part of Dr. Johansson's special team.
But you aren't even studying biology.
So she'll take every opportunity she can to give me a lousy job. Last week, I had to scan all the old research files to be stored digitally. Boring.
That's really all there is to it?
Of course. I didn't do anything to make her mad, so that must be it.
Well, that's definitely not the answer I got from Jupiter. Conflicting stories. Oh, joy. That's all for now. I can't stand your...
Well, let me know if I can help more.
It's biodegradable waste only. She needs to read out of order. Someone scribbled, "Why do we pay tuition for?" Hold on. Bread baked? It's kind of hard. I guess that's everything here then. Let's go main campus again, I guess. Naoki says you're trying to handle too much on your own. I think he's worried about you.
What does that even mean? I'm fine.
It means that you try to shoulder everyone else's burdens and you never share yours with us. Just look at your hair. If you keep filtering our Kansai, you'll be more white than Naoki soon.
So?
So, it's not healthy, okay? And Naoki and Lee May have to have you to lean on, but who do you have?
Kon, I think you're misunderstanding. Look at Naoki. He's a genius. He can master anything he looks at. Lee May's practically psychic, and the way she fights... At the most, I can push people in a direction they already want to go. I'm so far behind.
Aki pauses. It looks like she wants to say something, but I'm not sure if she
Con,
should.
you took over that man's body. That's not...
She shakes her head.
Even with blood contact, I can't tell someone else what to do. But you just took over. You're amazing too.
I wouldn't really call that amazing, more like incredibly disturbing.
But when I look at these amazing things you guys can do, I see how much it tears at you. How hard it is to stand up under the weight of it. But I can make it go away. Just for a little bit, I can help. Can't I help?
I'm not saying not to help. I'm just saying that your brother is worried you're trying to do too much on your own. He's worried about you. So am I.
Then what would you have me do? Leave you to deal with the pain of your Kansai alone?
Why not just trust us to help you once in a while?
Including you?
I don't know. I mean, I'm stuck with you guys for a while, right?
You make it sound so dire. You want to help so much? Get back to work on this case.
That I can do. Looks like there's something of a soap opera going on here.
How so?
Well, Sean used to be lab head, but the role was passed on to Jupiter even though Nathan wanted it. Jupiter is now David. David used to date Chance, who is currently dating Sean.
I don't suppose you drew out a chart for this?
Not really.
With relationships like this, I can only assume that people are going to want to point fingers at each other. Take any accusations you hear with a grain of salt. Gralt?
I'm not feeling
So,
it.
any negative feelings still brewing?
I think so. Nathan's a bit raw about things. Jupiter's definitely still unhappy. Strangely enough, David's pretty relaxed about the whole situation.
He doesn't mind that his ex is with Sean now.
He and Nathan are actually really positive about Sean. To hear them tell it, he's some sort of Prince Charming.
Prince Sean name? No, that's all wrong. Hang on, I'll figure it out.
You are terrible. That's all for now. Let's see. I've got it. Should call Sean Taste the Sean to see. Oh my god. Sean. Okay. Naoki. Sean doesn't seem very worried about what's going on, but I think it's just a coincidence show of confidence to keep the students calm. Lee May. I think it will rain tomorrow. Grumpy Mitts. Okay. Okay, where should we go to? I don't think we can go in the bell tower.
And that's as far as you go.
Detective Gursky quickly positions himself between me and the bell tower. You're on guard duty? Seems kind of dull for someone of your status.
Life isn't always about what's fun.
That much I know.
So what are you doing here?
Investigating like you told me to.
Well, you can't do it here. Crime scene is closed.
You're kind of tying my hands here.
I told you to dig into his research. Besides, haven't you had enough trauma here already?
Don't tell me you're trying to protect me.
Protect and serve. It's almost like that's my job or something.
I like him. That's not actually in the job description, is it?
It doesn't matter. I still do it.
Anyway, if I can't go inside, I guess I should go.
You're welcome to look around. Just don't cross the police line.
I should probably get back to the lab anyway. If I follow our original assignment, I might be able to find a thread.
Original assignment?
Yeah, figure out what Mr. Otten was up to.
Up to? Seems like all of his business affairs were in order.
He may have been doing a little more on the side.
We searched his house pretty thoroughly, but they couldn't find anything that we didn't already know about.
Before we left, I swapped a hidden SD card from some of Otten's files on it. None of us have been able to decipher the contents of the files, but Aki insisted that we keep my find a secret.
Now would be a good time to tell me if you know anything.
You know, I really don't want to lie to him because he's been a good guy so far, so... I may have possibly picked up something from Mr. Otten. I keep thinking I want to say Mick Otten. Mr. Otten's place. Detective Gursky groans.
You took evidence from the crime scene.
Yes? He shakes his head.
Aki's rubbing off on you.
Hey, I didn't exactly know who to trust, okay?
You still don't trust me?
You're my handler. How do I know you're not reporting my dirty little secrets to a board of men in black suits sitting in a dark room?
I usually give the reports on Casual Friday, so no black suits.
Hilarious.
If I tell you I'm not, would you believe me? What about if I remind you that I still haven't arrested you yet?
Okay, but...
And that I didn't tell Schultz that I saw you pocket something at Mr. Otten's place right before that mess with Kevin.
Wait, you knew?
Of course I knew. It is my job to notice these things.
Why didn't you say anything about it?
Actually, I think I just did. So what was it?
An SD card, mostly a bunch of documents and formulas that we couldn't decipher.
Documents you'll be handing over to the proper authorities, I'm sure.
Yeah, I was definitely going to get around to doing that.
What else?
He also had the video from
The one of
today.
you breaking into the lab? Right, the one of someone who looks like you breaking into the lab.
Yeah, that one. I don't know how he got it though. Just didn't Jupiter say that hardly anyone has clearance to the security footage?
No doubt Dr. Johansson had that level of clearance.
If Dr. Johansson was the one who sent the video to Mr. Otten, then that confirms the video is linked to their old research.
But that doesn't explain how it's linked, or who that person is.
Well, I kind of hoped we'd be able to get ask a good doctor about that. Gursky's expression darkens.
If I were the paranoid type, I'd be inclined to say that someone is trying to stop you from getting answers.
And are you the paranoid type?
If I were, I wouldn't tell you.
Fair enough.
So you basically came here to dig through Dr. Johansson's research and possibly find out what else Mr. Otten was working on.
That's the idea. Yeah, Aki set us up with some sort of high school student program where we got to experience college life or something similar. But when we got here, Naoki sensed that something was wrong. I thought it was nothing, but...
It's never nothing.
Yeah, I know that now. Anyway, he sensed something was wrong. We found the body in the tower, and you probably know the rest.
More or less. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to return to the crime scene.
Yeah, I should probably get going.
Keep me updated.
Okie dokie. Was that really Dr. Johansson in the bell tower?
Sure was. They haven't, reconstructed everything yet, but they did manage to match one of his remaining prints.
Any prints not his?
A few here and there, but I'm not optimistic. Nothing that looks like it was left by the killer.
Great, another dead end. I didn't mean it like that. Are there any suspects?
You mean other than you?
Hey! Okay, that's fair. You're not going to arrest me again, are you?
Couldn't even if I wanted to. Schultz says you're untouchable.
I'm going to pay for that one, aren't I?
Being in her debt is not a pleasant situation. And if she agreed to give you clearance to Otten and Guan's research, she must be very serious.
Wait, she's in charge of that too? How much is she involved in?
I don't even know. And
He sighs.
it's beyond my pay grade. And to answer your first question, no. So far we haven't found anything that could be linked to the killer.
Naoki said that you need an ID card to get in. He says his didn't work, but Aaron's did.
That at least narrows it down to students and faculty. But that's still a lot of names.
It's probably safe to assume that it was one of the grad students. No one else knew Dr. Johansson would even be here. I spoke to Naoki about the scene.
And did he remember anything?
He said that the blood pattern looked like Johansson was still alive when the bell struck him. And it didn't look like he was trying to move out of the way, so he was likely unconscious.
The killer probably knocked him out and assumed that letting the bell do the dirty work would cover up anything else.
That means whoever killed him didn't actually have to be there at the time of the killing.
Pretty much.
But Naoki didn't hear anything strange when we first arrived, so whoever did it must have placed him there somewhere within the hour after we arrived.
That's a pretty narrow window. Try to find out everyone's alibi for that time.
That's all I've got for now.
Don't wander off.
I won't. I don't think there's anything we can investigate here. Let's see. Main campus.
Hey, are you lost?
This is a library, right?
Yeah.
Then I'm pretty sure I'm not lost.
It's just that you come in here a lot, but you don't seem to be looking for anything in particular.
I'm just exploring.
You seem more like you're going in circles.
Okay, there's a little bit of that in there.
You're not bored, are you? You need something to do?
Have you gotten a chance to ride one of the bikes?
There are bikes?
Yeah, every few years, Sean's family donates a fleet of bikes to the school.
Anyone who wants to use it can just grab one and bike around campus.
That sounds like it has the potential to go very wrong very quickly.
Yeah, the bikes get wrecked or stolen pretty fast. But it's still cool. The Tassi family is probably the most awesome family ever.
Rich, smart, and environmentally responsible, the whole family is a triple threat.
And Sean's the only eligible bachelor of the whole bunch. Honestly, if Jupiter cheated on me with him, I wouldn't mind at all.
TMI, man.
Okay, so basically Sean and the Tassis are perfect and rich.
Sean and the Tassies.
Sounds like a great name for a band.
I call dibs on lead guitar.
Man, I wanted lead guitar.
The next time, be faster.
What an interesting bunch they are. Where were you yesterday morning between 10 and 11?
Around?
He shrugs.
I don't remember things.
Could you at least try?
Jupiter says we have to be at the lab at 10 every day, so I guess I was there, just like every other morning.
Did you see anyone else at the lab yesterday morning?
Yeah, you.
Oh, right. What about Nathan?
Well, yeah, we share one of the smaller labs, so we were both there all morning.
And Jupiter?
I don't think I saw her until you showed up.
That was a lot closer to 11, though. You didn't see her at all before then?
Nope.
Okay, that's all
Later.
for now. Let's see. Where were you yesterday between 10 and 11?
At the lab, we're supposed to be in at 10 o'clock every morning to check on our work. Then we have classes to teach at 11. But if I remember correctly, we ran into you instead.
Yeah, I seem to recall that. Did you see anyone else?
Yeah, David was there the whole time.
And Jupiter?
Can't say I remember seeing her at all. Sorry.
Well, I'll let you get back to your students.
See you.
Oh, never mind.
Okay.
Where were you yesterday between 10 and 11?
Giving you a tour, then working at the main office, if I recall correctly.
Oh, I'm just trying to remember. I'm kind of in shock after what happened last night.
It really is a tragedy, isn't it? You know, if you want to talk to a grief counselor,
No, that's not it. It's nothing. I'll be fine.
if you say so.
Did anyone else see you after you dropped us off at the dorms?
I guess. I went straight to the office, but class was in session, so there weren't many people out. So maybe, maybe not.
Okay, that's it.
Feel free to come by anytime.
I don't want to, but... Where were you yesterday between 10 and 11?
I'm not a suspect, am I?
Everyone's a suspect.
Ooh, you're taking this really seriously.
Just tell me where you were.
If you must know, I was at work. I don't have to be on campus until noon, but I wanted to bring Sean lunch. So I guess I arrived here a little after 11 o'clock?
Did anyone else see you before then?
I don't know, maybe? What does it matter? You're just going to suspect me anyway.
There's no need to be hostile about it. I'm just asking. That's all for now.
Well, let me know if I can help more.
Okay. Well, we didn't get very far, did we? I don't really know who to suspect. And we've already hit the end of our episode. So, hopefully we'll get somewhere next time, though we found where, Gursky was hiding. Yeah, hopefully we'll get more done next time. Like, favorite, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.